Oh, we're live. Yes. Hey, hey, hey. It's me, Tiffany, the Budgetnista. I see some of y'all were here super early. We were supposed to go live at, this time. Hopefully, though, maybe got confused because of this time zone or whatever, but I'm super excited. Let me know if you can hear me and you can see me. And then we are going to get this party super started. Let me just check. I'm going to check on my own self on YouTube to make sure that I can hear and see myself. But certainly we are on YouTube. We're on Facebook right now. I'm excited because we're going to have a little party. So yes, let me know. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Is it clear? Good. Yes. Okay. I can see y'all. Yes. Let's go. Okay. Okay. You were waiting. Yes. I'm sorry, but, yes, this was the right time. All right. So good. I can hear you guys can hear you can see me. So this is what we're going to do. Well, first I'm going to share with you while you're here. Then we're going to have our little watch party, watch this little 8-minute video. Then we're going to have fun time, which is party, which is I'm going to take some Q&A and do some meet and greet. I'm excited that you guys are here. So some months ago, it feels like almost a year ago, someone from Robin Roberts' camp. If you don't know, Robin Roberts is the amazing woman on Good Morning America. They reached out to me and said, Tiffany, we love what you're doing. And so much so, we would like to showcase what you're doing and make you a thriver. And I was like, okay, wait, what's a thriver? And so a thriver is someone who, this is what Robin has defined it as someone who has faced adversity. And not only have they survived through the adversity, they've thrived through it because they've helped others as a result. And so I was like, wow. That's awesome. I would love to be considered. And so I didn't know what I expected, but for months they taped me and my story. They asked me to tape y'all. So shout out to Tamika. If you don't know Tamika, she is our amazing Dream Catcher chapter president. And I said, Tamika, do we have anybody in the New York, New Jersey area, dream catchers that would love to be taped by Robin Roberts' team in Good Morning America? And she was like, yes, girl. So they taped dream catchers. They interviewed my father. They interviewed my sister. They interviewed my best friend, Linda. I mean, it was, think about, this is your life, and it was so joyfully overwhelming to have, they asked for baby pictures. They asked for everything. So I submitted that and I prayed and squeezed my fingers and hoped that it was going to be something amazing. And it was. And so what happened was COVID hit and they said, hey, normally Thriver Thursday, this is the way it works, is that they show a clip on Good Morning America, and then we direct people to watch the full video later. But because of pandemic and everything that's happening, we're not allowing anybody to come into the studio. So it's just going to go on Robin's site and page. And I said, okay, I was just grateful. And then they say, you know what? We changed our mind. We are going to show a clip on Good Morning America. If you don't know, Good Morning America is the most watched news show show in the morning with 3.5 to 4 million viewers every single morning. So I was like, oh my gosh, you're going to show the clip and then say the rest of it they can watch on Robin Roberts' page. Okay, grateful. And they said, you know what? Actually, Tiffany, you're a financial expert. How about we have you come on to do an actual segment as an expert, which I don't think you understand. Like, doing a segment on Good Morning America is like getting an Emmy. Very few people get to do segments on Good Morning America. I'm talking about even experts, celebrity stars. Good Morning America does not share that platform easily, no matter who you are. So I was like, wait, me? A segment on Good Morning America? Okay. And so not only did they show a clip about what I'm about to show you now, then I did a segment of how to thrive your way through the recession, because I thrived my way through the recession. And I was so nervous. But I remember the producer gave me a great speech about meeting my moment and setting my nervousness to the side and not letting it mess up my moment. And so what we're going to watch now is about 8 minutes. So this is our watch party if you're just joining. And I'm going to show you my Thriver Thursday episode of how did I kind of become the Budgetnista. And then afterwards, we're going to have a little fun, little Q&A. So if you haven't already, Share this video where you are. If you could tag a friend, tell a friend, share, especially if you're on FB, if you're on YouTube. If you're on YouTube and you haven't liked and subscribed to this page, do so. Like on YouTube, like on Facebook, subscribe. All right, so let's watch now. Okay, so I'm going to pull up. I'm going to share my screen. Share screen. Yes, this is the screen I want to share. Share. And then I'm going to go here. And so like I said, we will be here. And then at the end, stay till the end because we'll chat. Okay, so this is the story of Budgetnista. Let's watch. A really good teacher is an even better student. And so I don't mind learning because it means that then I can turn those lessons around and teach other people. My name is Tiffany Aliche. I am better known as the Budgetnista. I'm one of 5 girls. Growing up as a kid, our house was always filled with laughter. She was the one that kind of really was the trailblazer between my sisters and I, and we followed the lead. My parents immigrated from Nigeria, decided to raise us here in the US. Education was really important in our household. My dad was an accountant. He sat down with us and had specific financial lessons.
I see how people struggle to understand their financial situations. So I decided that if I have kids, I would teach them taking care of their finances is as important as taking care of their health.
When I was in college, some girls are like the go-to for hair or like breakup advice, and I was the go-to for money. If you have a financial question, ask Tiffany.
If I'm going through something and I need someone to give me sound, wise advice, call Tiffany and ask her because you know she'll know.
Once I graduated, I want to live a life of service. I taught preschool, fell in love with it.
She's just a natural teacher and she thrives at that. The students loved her. She loved her students.
You really become part of the community when you're a teacher. The preschool was more than just the kids. It was a place where everyone got a chance to learn. I would teach parents how to budget, how to save, and I would show them how to do their own taxes so they didn't have to pay to get their taxes done. So by 26, I was what I like to call financially perfect. I had a car, I had a condo, I had a great credit score, I had money saved, I had a job that I enjoyed. I felt invincible, honestly, like, okay, I'm doing all the right things. Like, I'm gonna be a millionaire preschool teacher. I had a friend who I knew for a number of years, and he had this really posh apartment in the city. And so I asked my friend to teach me to invest. He said, the first rule of investing is never use your own money. So I want you to open up a credit card, and then we're going to pull money off those credit cards. So I pulled money off the cards. He was originally from Paris, France. So he would come to New York, buy these like American brands, bring them back to his stores and sell them. He said, that's what we're going to do with your $20,000. It's going to yield you $2,000 a week for 2 years. And so what I decided was that I was going to use the credit card and just pay it off with the money that was going to come to me. In like the span of 1 week, from $0 to $35,000 in debt. It took a full year for me to fully digest that my friend had stolen my money. I was 28 by then. 3 days before the new school year was supposed to start, the recession hit. I lost my job, and I was scared to death and devastated because now I have a mortgage, I have student loans, and I've got $35,000 in credit card debt, and I didn't know like what I was supposed to do. I decided I'm going to rent out my condo and move back home with my parents. They thought it was because it was a recession.
When she came, she may have been unhappy because of the situation, but you wouldn't know it. We didn't know exactly the extent of the problem to that time.
I remember I was turning 30. I was sleeping in my middle school bed. And I just remember literally calling myself, you're kind of a loser, Tiffany. Just so much shame and fear. And I couldn't admit that I was someone who made financial mistakes too. Because I had already decided that I am Tiffany, the person that's good with her money. And then that was my identity. And then all of a sudden, my identity was ripped away. So I'm not a teacher. I'm not good with my money. Then what am I?
I can imagine what she must have been feeling and going through, essentially losing everything and having to go back to square one.
I just avoided everyone. No one really knew my deepest, darkest secret. No one.
I wasn't hearing from her at all. We were used to talking like every day. The burden was so heavy. I wanted help lifting. I wanted help. I needed somebody to know. And then I just burst out into tears. And I told her I lost my job. I even told her about the scam. I told her everything. And she just started laughing. I was like, that's it? So you went into hiding for, this is nothing. Everything's going to be fine. Everyone's had credit card debt but you. Almost all of our friends had lost their job. It was like the first time I kind of looked around and realized that I was not the only person in the world who was having a hard time. Shame will shield you from solutions. You can't see anything but shame. And once I forgave myself, I could see the solutions in front of me. I listed everything that I owed and who I owed it to and the things that I had to pay. I was able to negotiate some of my bills down, like my credit card bill, and transfer that $35,000 to 2 cards with 0% interest. I knew I didn't want to fall into that state of depression again. And I knew that one of the reasons why I stayed there that long is because I was focused on self. She started doing larger engagements, like offering her services for free to different community organizations. I reached out to everyone in my inbox, and one person emailed me back. Her name was Catherine from the United Way. I remember there were 5 people in my first cohort, and we would meet every Tuesday, and the next cohort was like 20 people. Then after that, the next cohort was like 40, then 50. Other institutions started reaching out to me, colleges, churches. I took what I did at the United Way and I created something called the Literature Challenge. Hey. It's me, Tiffany, the Budgetnista. January 2015, we had just about 10,000 women. We named ourselves like Beyonce has the Beehive, so we were like the dream catchers. I remember the first time someone that was homeless hit me up. She had messaged me on Facebook and said, I went from homeless to homeowner. I mean, when I talk about boo-hooing, I mean, I was crying like a baby. Because, there's transformation and there's like, wait, what? From that, we started to form Dreamcatcher chapters. Women all around the country meeting up, working on their finances together. She's created a community for the women in her group so they won't have to go through that shame that she experienced. She's very transparent. So I think her transparency helps them a lot. We've had now over 900,000 women sign up for one or more of my literature challenges. We started a Facebook group, almost 500,000 women strong, and they help each other, they encourage each other, they hold each other accountable.
And this month, I paid off my last credit card.
She's created a safe haven. Anyone who comes into this group should feel safe and comfortable enough to say, this is my financial scar. Over $200 million we've saved and paid off over $100 million worth of debt. And from that community, I have been able to do some awesome things. So I wrote Happy Birthday, Molly Moore, to create stories for the little ones that could teach the pre-financial education lessons that I learned at home with my dad.
I'm on my way to becoming debt-free because of the way Tiffany has taught me.
I worked with Assemblywoman Angela B. McKnight to write a law that made it mandatory for all middle school students in the state of New Jersey to have financial education integrated into the classroom. With age-appropriate financial education, you start to introduce and normalize talking about money. They're going to make financial mistakes, but they're going to also have the solutions because they've been taught those solutions.
I'm so proud of her. Such a big thing happened. She was able to absorb it and move on.
When you survive, you do just enough to keep your head above water, but you're not really living fully. But when you thrive, you bloom. And when you bloom, you give other people the permission to bloom as well.
Wow. Okay. Woo, child, don't get me to crying. Back to, oh my gosh, how do I stop screen share? I don't even know. Oh, stop screen share. So, yes, I wasn't expecting to get teary, but I feel a little teary-eyed. It's been an amazing journey. Honestly, it's been an amazing journey. Let me just woosah, because I'm a Libra, so it doesn't take nothing for us to be. I'll just be on here. So I'm trying to be like, all right, it's joyful, Tiffany. It's joyful time. So I'm trying to pull myself together. But honestly, it's been such an amazing journey. And It's been an amazing journey because of y'all. If you're on here, you're a dream catcher. Dream catchers are women that have allowed me the privilege and the pleasure of guiding you on your financial journey. I know that it is scary. I know that it is overwhelming at times. I know it can feel like you can't do it. But one of the reasons why I try to be so transparent with my story and how many ways I messed up and I owed money is because I want you guys to realize that, like, to do what I call the okay and. Like, okay, and you have credit card debt. Okay, and so what we gonna do about it? Oh, but girl, I've been late. Okay, and me too. Oh, credit card debt, late, foreclosure, lost my house. Okay, and I share all my financial business to be like, and so what? And so what? There are solutions for any problem that you might have. You are not alone. I have been through the worst. I am much better now. It's not guaranteed that I won't mess up sometime in the future. That might happen, but I do know that there's always a solution for every problem. I do know that it's through this amazing community that we've built of dream catchers, that all things are possible to be solved. If you are not officially in the Dream Catcher Facebook group, certainly join us. It's called Dream Catchers Live Richer with the Budgetnista. Actually, let me show you. And then we could take some questions. Wow, I wasn't expecting to get like teary-eyed. I'm like, Tiffany, you can cry later, girl. Because once I get to cry, I don't cry cute. I cry nice and ugly. So I'm going to show you what the Dream Catcher page looks like just so you can see it. Let me see, is it the Chrome tab? I guess. Share. All right, can y'all see it? So this is the Dreamcatcher group page. And I'm going to click on it. Visit group. Okay, so this is what it looks like. You'll see me at the top giving, all the energy. And if you are not a member, what happens is usually there's like a page that there's some questions we ask you to answer. Like 1, do you promise to be kind? 2, do you promise to keep it financial? There's like a few questions that we have you answer. And then once you answer those questions, we have a bunch of admins and moderators that allow you in. As you can see, the group is just under 500,000 strong. We are an amazing group. Here's our mission. Is to be a legacy builder, success seeker. This is what a dream catcher is, an action taker, a sisterhood of women exercising their power to live richer. So if you weren't here just a few days ago, I actually taught a class on how to bring financial education into your household with your kids. So I taught it in conjunction with the United Way. So one of my things is that we try our best to give you as many resources as we can. And so look, Linda, Linda just bought a house. She said she found out this morning she doesn't have to pay property taxes or most of them. And so, but look what happens when you post something amazing, right? You have all these people that celebrate you, 95 comments, 375 likes. So we get a lot of home buying purchases in the group. And here's the thing, sometimes people ask questions like, would you ever open up an HSA account? So this is what the group is about. We are here to support you. We're here to celebrate you. We're here to hold you accountable. It is an amazing, amazing space and place full of positivity. And every once in a while, somebody might get, jump a little froggy and go left, but the admins are on it. I'm in there. I'm like, oh, you trying to talk to a dream catcher crazy? Not today. Block ban. I am quick with the block ban, freeze your account as it relates to dream catchers. We don't play that mess up in here. So it's just an amazing free place. Oh, there I am right now. This is me talking. It's just an amazing free place. So like I said, so if you wanna join, it is called Dream Catchers Live Richer with the Budgetnista. Just type in Facebook search box and find us and request to join. We'd love, love, love to have you. Let me stop my screen share. So let's take some questions. Do you guys have some questions? Yes. I mean, if you haven't seen the GMA, it's posted like on my IG and also on Facebook. If you haven't seen my GMA segment, that was also super awesome and amazing. Let me just say this, that life sometimes can be really hard and overwhelming. I know. I think people don't realize at one point, I had a whole condo, and then 2 years after that, I was living in a room. And typically when you're renting a room, that's for a lot of times those are the guys that just came home from jail. I was living in a room. And I remember having to go food shopping in my parents' freezer when they went to church on Sunday because I was too embarrassed to tell them I didn't have enough for food. You know, I was driving my 99 Toyota Camry, but it was more like driving me. That thing barely started. It was hard. I remember literally $1 being a lot. This is me at 30. This is not, oh, girl, you was 21. No, 30, 31, 32. This is grown woman Tiffany. I'm 41 now. It was hard. So when you guys share your experiences of what you're struggling through, I can honestly say I understand. The one thing I would say that I was really blessed with is that I wasn't going to be homeless because I could always move back home with my parents, and I wasn't going to be hungry because I have 4 sisters. Somebody gonna have some food, you know. So not everyone has that. I know that is a luxury and a blessing, but those are the 2 things that I knew I can count on. But everything else was gone, and so I'm just here as a testament to say that what you're going through now, if you're struggling through now, is not always it's so crazy how things just work so full circle, because the last time I was really struggling was the last recession. We're in a recession now. The last recession wiped me out. So if you're feeling like that now, look at me now, 10 years later, the next recession, I am in a good space, in a place. I'm back in a home that I own with my husband. I have savings, I'm not worried about what I'm going to eat. So I'm sharing myself as an actual testimony from recession, having nothing, to recession being more than okay, that it is possible, it is probable. You will not stay where you are. That the thing that was really important was to ask for help. That's why I love Linda so much, because she helped me to open up, to share in the Thriver Thursday video. I said that shame shields you from solutions. And because I was too afraid to share, I couldn't see the solutions. It's really why I started the Dreamcatcher group, is because I needed a place to share. I'm late on my bill, I'm behind. I'm going to lose my house to foreclosure. And so all of these, mostly women, swoop in, girl, me too. This is what I'm doing. I needed a safe place to share what I felt ashamed about, to see that, girl, it doesn't make you a bad person. It makes you human. People be late. People are late on the bill. People spend too much on their credit cards. Okay, and solution time. So yes. Whew. It says, do you, so I'm just going to answer some of your questions. So ask your questions in the comment. We'll take 10 minutes of questions. Linda said, do you ever think twice before you share your space with us? I'm not sure what you mean, Linda. You mean before I share, the financial hardships that I've gone through? In the beginning, yes, I was afraid. I was afraid that I was going to be judged, and maybe some people did. But my fear of staying there was greater than my fear of what people would say finally, So I said, Tiffany, you can be quiet and stay in the mud, in the muck, or you could open up your mouth and ask for help, And so finally, that fear of staying where I was so great, I pushed past my fear of what will people say. It's why I am so adamant in the Dreamcatcher group that when I see negativity, it could be 1 o'clock in the morning, I roll over. I'm like, what? Block. Because I know that fear of being judged, I won't have it. I'm not saying that we stamp out 100% of any negativity, but 99%. And if we catch it, we get rid of it. So I don't hesitate to share now, but I certainly hesitated to share then. Lisa asked a good question, financial question. Would you contribute the maximum to a regular 401k if you can lower your tax level, or to a Roth 401k, and why? Excellent question, Lisa. First of all, let's talk about the difference between a 401k and a Roth. So a 401k is typically the retirement account that get offered through your job, right? And so there are tax benefits to both, but the tax benefits are on either side of the equation. When you contribute to a 401k, you get the tax benefit now. So let's just say, for easy math, you make $100 a year, right? Of the $100 a year, you put in $2 into your 401k. The government says, well, Tiffany, normally I was going to tax you on $100, but you put in $2 into your 401k, so I'm going to tax you on $8. So you get the tax benefit now with a 401k. With a Roth, it's different. You put your take-home pay into a Roth. So meaning I made my $100. I got my full 100 as my take-home pay. Well, not my full 100 after taxes and things, but I paid taxes on the 100 already. I took my money home, and then I put it in this Roth retirement account, IRA. And so that means that the money I put into my Roth has already been taxed. So later during retirement, when I pull out my Roth money, even though my Roth money has my savings plus the interest that it's earned, that interest is allowed to grow tax-free. So, but I don't have to pay taxes on the money afterward. So there's a benefit. So it's like I can either get a lower taxes now, or I can pay no taxes on the money that my Roth IRA has grown to. Because you might have put in 100 and took out 200 because the interest and the growth of your investments. So you get to take out that money tax-free. Right. So I just want for you to understand the difference between a 401k and a Roth IRA, like the benefits by tax wise, benefits before taxes with 401k, benefits before retirement age with a 401k, benefits after retirement age 401k. Now, if it was moi, because I'm giving advice for myself because sue your grandma, I would max out my Roth. This is what I would do, would max out my Roth IRA before. Well, one, I would say, hey, 401k, hey, company, do you offer a match? Because you have a match from your company. A match means that some companies say, if you put in 2%, we put in 2%. You put in 5%, we put in 5%. You put in 6%, we put in 3%. Whatever that is, if your company is going to put in money, if you put in money, then certainly get your match money. That's free money. So I would start with my 401k match if there is one. Ain't no 401k match? Start with your Roth. Here's why. The maximum, if you make more than $139,000 a year, you cannot contribute to a Roth currently. That is the max amount that you can make. So with a Roth, I want to get while the getting is good. Since there's an income limit, right now the maximum you could put in a Roth of a person under 50 is $6,000 a year. So I would put my $6,000, and then if I still had money left over to invest in retirement, then I would go to my 401k and start to max out there. So I would start with a Roth. I would start my match if there is one. No match, go to Roth. After Roth, go to 401k. Does that make sense, Lisa? I hope that was helpful. Okay. Okay. Valicia, she said, Tiffany, seriously getting my noodle budget on. Yes, let's talk about noodle budget real quick. So noodle budget is, and this is a good question to also answer. Someone said, also, what's a good amount? Okay. We're talking about savings. Okay. So what's a good amount to have saved? That ties into noodle budget. So a noodle budget is if you had to eat ramen noodles. Okay. If you have not shared this video, what you waiting on sharing? If you had to eat ramen noodles, that means really, not really ramen noodles, but meaning, when you have to eat ramen noodles, it means you cutting back, honey, right? So if you had to cut back, heart attack, cut back, what would your life be? So let's just say right now, your life costs you $5,000 a month, but that includes Netflix, that includes the gym, that includes getting your nails and hair done, whatever, right? So really your life could cost you $4,000 if you cut out all that extra stuff. Now, we're not living at noodle budget. You should just know what it is. That if you were to lose your job or get paid less for whatever reason, pandemic, quarantine, you could drop down and get your noodle on and go from $5,000 a month to $4,000 a month. So then what you know is that is your lowest amount that you can spend to maintain your current life. That is your noodle budget. You would multiply this noodle budget, not 5, but 4 times 3 months. So instead of 5 times 3 months, that's 15,000. You're going to say 4 times 3 months. That's $12,000 that you're working towards stashing up. Once you get your 3 months stashed up, then ideally you really want to work to 6 months or greater. Because if the pandemic has taught us nothing, it's Showtime synergy. I'm showing my age. Who remembers Gem and the Hologram? Showtime synergy, remember? That means when she was about to show out. So right now, 2020 said it's Showtime synergy. It is showing out. It is showing us that 3 months is not enough for your emergency savings. 6 months is barely enough. The more of your noodle budget months that you can save, the better. And as soon as you hit financial trauma, as soon as you lose your job or your job gets reduced, you better drop down and get your noodle on. I hope that makes sense. Okay. Like I said, you don't live on your noodle budget during good times. You have a good job, things are good. You don't need to live at your noodle budget. It's there as a tool to drop down to when things get rough. Because I wish I would have pivoted sooner. This is what happened during the last recession. I don't know what I was thinking. My regular life, let's just say it's cost me $5,000. I lost my job, still living at 5. On unemployment, still living at 5. Still living at 5. And I ran out of money quickly. Had I dropped down to 3, maybe I would have had another 2, 3, 4, 6 months worth of money to carry me through as I try to figure out life. So don't wait to pivot and drop down and get your noodle on. Okay? Remember it's Showtime synergy, right? Some of y'all in your 40s and it shows, okay? So great question. Should I save or pay down debt first to purchase a home? So Here's the thing. When it comes to paying down debt, if it's credit card debt, get rid of that, child, because credit card debt is expensive debt, typically double-digit interest rate. So if you have, say, student loan debt and the interest rate is really low, then I probably would be saving while I'm paying down my student loan debt. If I have credit card debt, that to me supersedes saving to pay down a home, because credit card debt is it costs you a lot of money to have credit card debt because they're charging you so much interest, the fees, in order to maintain your credit card debt. So credit card debt should always get out of here before you do any major saving for something else. Okay, that was a good question. I'm just looking at some of you guys' questions. Ask your question. Let me see. I'm also looking down because you guys are asking me on YouTube as well. So ask your questions. Okay, is there a difference than the Academy and the Dreamcatcher group? Yes. So just so y'all know, I have something called a Live Richer Academy. Actually, let me show y'all. I have something called the Live Richer Academy. And the Live Richer Academy is our online school. Actually, we'll be showing you guys something soon. It's our online school. So this is what I believe. I believe that basic financial education should be mandatory. That's why I worked on that law, making it mandatory in the state of New Jersey for middle schools, because New Jersey already had one for high schools, right? So I think it should be mandatory, but so many of you guys did not get it at home like I did. You did not get it at school. So I try to provide free access to free financial education through Me, the Budgetnista. Here's a couple of ways. I'm actually going to show you guys some ways. Write these down and take a screenshot. So here's one of the ways. One of the ways is through my Live Richer Challenge. So my Live Richer Challenges, challenge, I know how to spell, that's why I do .com, add as a banner. So here's one of the ways, okay. See that? LiveRicherChallenge.com. Write this down, take a screenshot. If you go to the LiveRicherChallenge.com, right now, currently there are 5 challenges. There's the Savings Edition, the Fundamentals, the Net Worth Edition, the Home Buy Edition. They're all free. What is that free? Look, I have some of the books here actually. So like this is the Fundamentals book, right? It's available on Amazon. This is the Credit Edition. We have a Credit Edition. This is the Savings Edition. But guess what? I only put it in book form because y'all was harassing me that you wanted, because the Live Richer Challenge is basically like an email course where I email you the lessons, right? But you guys were harassing me. Some of y'all are like, I don't want it in my email. I want a physical book. And I was like, but it's free. But so I put them available on Amazon. They're like just $10 a piece for people who want the notebook or want the workbook version. But if you're someone who's like, I need help, I don't have $10 for the workbook version, that's okay, because you don't have, my rule is you don't have to spend any money to get help from me. Now, there are levels of help, but basic financial help, I believe it should have been free already. So I'm trying to write that wrong. If you go to LiveRicherChallenge.com, you can only do one at a time. There are 5 of them. There's, like I said, net worth, savings, credit, home buying, the fundamentals. Only do one at a time, because what's going to happen is for a period of like, I think it's 3 weeks, 21 days on average, you're going to get a daily task that's going to walk you through, if it's the Savings Edition, how to save. If it's the Credit Edition, how to fix your credit yourself for free, okay? So go to LiveRicherChallenge.com, tell a friend. It's been free for the last 5 years. Choose one at a time, finish one, then move on to the next one. So that's one. So that is free. Now, I do have something called my Live Richer Academy. Now, in the Academy, I have experts who are smarter than me. I have business experts, nonprofit experts, real estate experts, lawyers. We have experts on side hustling. We have all these amazing experts that come into the Live Richer Academy, and they teach you how to take your finances to the next level. So from me, the Budgetnista, you get the basic financial education foundation for free. The Live Richer Academy is $50 a month, but we always are having a discount to sale. Honestly, my team is so sick of me. They're like, just call it this. This is the sale link. If you go to LiveRicherAcademy.com, you see it's $50 a month, but I don't ever give nobody that link. I always feel bad. So join LRA is I think it's 40% off, and it makes it $29 a month. So you can't beat that. $1 a day. Like I said, my team is like, why do we even have LiveRicherAcademy.com, Tiffany, when you don't share it, right? So I'm always sharing our discount link. It takes 40% off. It's $30 a month, $1 a day, and you get access to all those experts. There are about 40,000 students already in the Live Richer Academy, and it's not the foundational stuff. That stuff you get for free. It's the next level stuff. How do I invest in stocks? How do I we had some fun stuff, like how do I make money as a voiceover actor? We just had a class on that. I thought that was awesome. How do I need, this is one we just had with my personal attorney, Tony Moore, patent, trademark, or what is the other one? Patent or copyright. Which one? How do you protect your business? She did a whole class on that. Now Tony charges guap to do those things for me, right? And so I'm really proud of the Literature Academy, because you get access to people that would normally cost sometimes $10,000, sometimes $300, sometimes $1,000 to work with them, but they come to the Academy and we're able to offer to you with this special link. So take a screenshot of it, joinlra.com with this link, $30 a month. All right. So that's the difference, that when you Dreamcatchers get the free stuff. So that's the Dreamcatcher group page, but we also have a private Facebook page just for our Literature Academy members. And that's the next level financial education stuff. Okay. Now, if you're wanting to hear from me more often, Budgetnista. So this is something, so I am also Budgetnista goodies.com. I'm always on the hunt for dope, free, let me make sure that's the right thing, because Lord knows I have like Budgetnista goodies, right? Budgetnista. Let me come give y'all the right good Budgetnista goodies.com. Is that the right one? Yes, it is. Perfect. So I'm always on the hunt for resources and apps and websites. And so whenever I find something really dope, I call it a goodie. I'm like, hey, look at this goodie. And like tonight, for example, so many of y'all, came to our watch party tonight because I email the Budgetnista goodie list. So if you go to budgetnistagoodies.com, if you just happen to just stumble on here because you're on Facebook and you might not have gotten an email from me, but if you want to make sure, because I'm always on the hunt for good resources, or sometimes it's just an encouraging word, or just sometimes I just reach out to check on y'all, join our email list at budgetnistagoodies.com. And we typically send a goodie every week. Just like I said, something dope, typically something dope and free. Actually, I'm actually doing a giveaway. I can't tell you the company, but it's $500. So I told them, let's do $100 for 5 people. That's it. And it's totally free. You don't have to do anything. You don't spend any money. And I do this giveaway every single year with this company. I haven't finished signing the contract yet, so I don't know if I'm allowed to say the name. But like, that's what happens on the Budgetnista goodie list, that you get emails like that. Like, this company literally every year comes to me and says, we want to give some money to your Dreamcatchers. And I'm like, how much? They said $500 this time. I said, okay, let's split it up into $100 increments. And I've done this every year for the last 4 years, and we give that money away. And so that's what's so dope. So make sure you get on the email list. If you're not getting emails from me, go to budgetnistagoodies.com. All right, let's see if we have some more comments. You guys have, are there any tax professionals to help with paying back taxes? There are tax professionals for sure in the Dreamcatcher group, but also, yes, in the Literature Academy, if that's what you're asking. But you would want to work with somebody one-on-one. It's not something, when it's back taxes for you, Renee, you want to make sure that you're working with someone one-on-one. But yes, in the Literature Academy, we also have people who work with people one-on-one that you can hire personally. So yeah, okay. Okay. Good question. Susan, I'm about to receive a settlement from an accident. I want to use it wisely. After tithing, I want to pay off my credit cards, invest, and pay off other debt. Of course, we have a wish for a house too. Susan, excellent. I love that. Tithing, boom, got it. Then you are right, Susan. Credit card debt, get rid of that no matter what. Then, Susan, I would look at the difference between how much of that the rest do you want to save and how much of the rest you want to put toward paying off other low cost debt, meaning debt that's like 6% interest rate or less. I wouldn't put all of it toward debt. And I don't know if I'd necessarily put all toward savings. Maybe I might do 50-50, but certainly, yes, you can tithe, pay off that credit card debt, and with what's left, maybe 50% toward the other debt and 50% toward savings. But congratulations. I mean, well, not for the accident, but congratulations for this money that's coming in. And I'm glad that you're thinking about it ahead of time. Susan, what I would suggest to you is do the math now. So, because also too, Susan, with the settlement, make sure that you get with an accountant to see if you have to set aside money for taxes, because you don't want to forget that. Okay. Okay. Yes. Nikki is right about Larica. I didn't see your question, but she said being self-employed can definitely be more challenging in the home buying process. It can be, but it is not impossible. It is definitely possible. Here's why it's a little more challenging if you're self-employed. It's because the mortgage company is trying to figure out, are they going to get their mortgage every month? And when you're self-employed, they're like, am I going to get my mortgage every month? Because they're looking for you to have someone that's putting money in your pocket every month. And if it's you putting money in your pocket every month, they're a little bit worried, but it's not impossible. So stay the course. Make sure that your tax returns are like tight and right. And you have to show that you've been in business for some years to just show that, like, yes, I'm gonna pay. I'm not gonna be late on my mortgage. I'm gonna have the money here. Yes, so Felicia, trying to figure out if your 18-year-old could open a Roth with having a job. Absolutely, Marguerite. Your 18-year-old should for sure have a Roth. You can have a 5-year-old could have a Roth. It would be called a minor Roth. Like, let's just say, for example, like I wrote a children's book, right? Happy birthday, Molly Moore. Get into it. Ain't she so cute? If you want to get Molly Moore, matter of fact, let me put this banner up because if you want to get Molly Moore, let me show you where it's available at mollymoore.com, right? So I wrote this book. So let's just say, and I did, that Supergirl, that's my stepdaughter, my beautiful stepdaughter. I used her as the model for this book. So I could pay Supergirl and put that money in her Roth. We would open a minor because Supergirl's only 14. So we used her picture from when she was little. I could pay her. I could open up a minor Roth account because it would be like her father and I opening that up for her. But because she actually is getting paid and has a job, by being the model or spokesperson for Happy Birthday Molly Moore, she can start saving for retirement now. So absolutely, your 18-year-old is not a minor anymore. So they for sure can open up a Roth. But even if you have a young child and you put them to work, they can have a Roth as well. It would just be set up in a specific type of way. But yes, this is a financial literacy book that I wrote specifically for the babies, ages 3 to 7. It teaches them financial literacy in a way that is age appropriate. If you didn't know, I used to actually be a school teacher for 10 years, and I have my master's in education. So it's available at mollymoore.com. Take a screenshot. I'm being Vanna Black up in here. Let's see. I'm gonna put Budgetnista goodies back up. All right, what else? Yes, definitely hit the like button, people. Subscribe. Oh, I'm just looking at some of your questions on YouTube. I want to make sure there's anything else. So Marion, if you requested to join the private Literature Academy group and you have not been added, did you get the welcome email? Reply back to any Literature Academy email and let them know, and they will add you in, no problem. Oh, you love the Academy? Oh, awesome. Just looking at some of your questions before we wrap up. Let me see. Let's see. I'm just looking at some of your questions. I want to make sure we try to fairly get like questions from YouTube, questions from Facebook, all the questions. I have a platform. Let's see. Okay. Andrea, there is a lot of good information inside the Academy. Read any Academy email that you receive from the literature, from our staff. I call them the Unicorn Squad. Hit reply and share with them what your goals are. They're really good at being like, "Ooh, girl, these are the classes I would start with." We actually have in the Literature Academy a quiz you can take, and then it'll say these are the tracks or the track that's most aligned based upon your quiz results that you should start with. But certainly too, they know all the classes. You could say, I really want to learn how to buy a house, how to make extra money on the side and pay down my debt, and they can suggest classes to you. So you are not alone. Okay. All right. Success Seed, do you suggest settling debts or paying in full to repair your credit? So here's the thing, Success Seed, if the debt is already late, if you're already late and behind and delinquent on the debt, one, you want to check the statute of limitations. In the state of New Jersey, it's 6 years. So is it past 6 years? Well, then they have no legal bearing to extract that money from you. Because after 6 years, for certain types of debt, like revolving debt, which is credit card debt, the person that you owe, the credit card company or whoever they sold it to, has 6 years to kind of take you to court and get your money. If they don't, oh well for them. So one, I would check the statute of limitation to see if it's still within that time frame. If it is, and it's already late, I probably would settle, because you already are late. You already have the ding on your credit score, because settling doesn't look good on your credit report. But if you're already late, you already have the don't look good part down, right? So I have definitely settled debt in the past. Ideally, if you're going to settle, you're going to have the lump sum ready. So I remember I had like a credit card bill I had to settle. I think they wanted $1,000. And I offered, I think, 600. I should have offered 400 because they took the 600, so it's settling, but it's going to be easier to get them to say yes if you have the lump sum ready. If you say I could do 600 on a payment plan, they're like, well, that's like where we are right now. So ideally, if you're going to settle, you have the lump sum. Okay. Yeah. So Brandy, if you have a Roth, should I get a retirement account? Should I get a Roth if I have a retirement account at my job? I would. This is for me. Remember, these are advice that I would give myself. That yes, because remember I said before that the retirement account that you have at your job gives you tax benefits now. It lowers your taxes now. A Roth helps you to lower your tax burden in retirement. So it's good to have two types of tax benefits: before retirement and during retirement tax benefits. So yes, I absolutely would, for me. Let me see. We're gonna take one more. Oh, that's a long question. How do I get started writing a children's book? Ooh, that's a long question, so I don't think I can answer that. Let me see. Okay, something about credit. Okay, good. Sabrina, we'll end with this. I want to start building my credit. What are some things I need to think about when choosing a credit card? Good question, Sabrina. When choosing a credit card, what I would think about is, one, is there an annual fee? Typically the fees don't make sense unless, like, for example, like I have an Amex card because I traveled when outside was open. I traveled a lot. So the fee was worth it for the benefits that I got with traveling and traveling points and everything else, right? So one, you wanted to look to see if there's an annual fee. Two, you want to see what is the interest rate for this credit card. Like, the better your credit score, the better the interest rate is going to be. Three, you're going to see, like, how much of a limit are they going to be able to give you, right? So, and then four, you want to look at the company who's issuing this credit card. Some banks are very predatory. So you're going to want to stay away from, like, some of these predatory banks, like a Capital One. I said it. Because their interest rates and the way they navigate is sneaky, and you don't want to end up with a credit card bill higher than you thought. So definitely Googling, finding banks that, quite honestly, most big banks are garbage, but there's some that are less garbage than others. So certainly looking into like a big bank, if that suits you, to see a credit card, see how that bank navigates in the community. So those are the things I would look for when looking for a credit card. Oh yeah, and last, not least, this is really important. What rewards do you get? So I would not get a credit card without some sort of reward. So meaning that oftentimes with a credit card, here's some typical rewards, and you pick rewards that match you. So you can get travel points. So my husband planned a whole like my birthday was a couple of weeks ago. We had a whole weekend away, and he used one of our cards. We had so many points piled up. He used the points because that's the card he uses all the time, and he had so many points piled up. He was able to get hotel, everything with these points. So travel points, you can get cash back. One card I decided to like cash in. I remember I had a card like in my 20s for like a couple of years, and I was like, what are these points? I'd never realized. And I called the bank, and they're like that issued the card, and they said, oh, these are points that you can get like a laptop or whatever, some whatever random things. And I was like, you can use it to travel. But then I wasn't traveling. I said, what else? They're like, you can cash it in for money. I was like, money? So I cashed it in and I got $400. I was like, oh, okay. So cash back. There's also cards that give you gas for benefits for gas, benefits for groceries. So depending on who you are, Sabrina, and how you navigate, you can decide what rewards fit you best. But definitely do not get a credit card that does not offer rewards, because every time you use it, you're accumulating points towards your rewards. Ideally, though, Sabrina, I want you to tattoo this on your brain. I want you to remember that when you get a credit card, I want you to commit to paying it off in full every month. We do not want to pay interest, okay? Even though we're looking for the lowest interest rate, that you're going to pay that credit card in full every month. You're going to try to keep your balance to 30% of the limit. Anything above 30% is going to bring down your score. So if they give you a credit card and said your limit is $1,000, Sabrina, I don't want you to ever have more than $300 on that card, ideally less. And then I want you to pay it off every month in full if you can, because every time you swipe your card for your credit card, you're taking out a loan. And every time you don't pay back a loan in full, you pay interest fees on that loan. So if you use your credit card like I used to at Wendy's, I was taking out a loan for the chicken sandwich. I didn't even realize it. And so I decided I'm not doing that no more. I'm going to pay it off in full, or I'm not using it at all. I hope that is helpful. You guys were great tonight, honestly. So many great questions. Thank you for attending the watch party. I have some amazing news coming up that I think is just going to be so helpful for so many dream catchers. There's something that I have been creating for y'all for, honestly, it's been like 3 or 4 years. Y'all don't realize sometimes I'd be thinking about y'all before I think about myself. I have been trying to figure out a solution to a problem that I see that you guys have been struggling with. And as much work, I've been 10 years doing the Budgetnista, and as much work as I've been putting in, I just felt like I hadn't cracked the code for the issues that you guys have been struggling with. And honestly, I prayed over it. I thought about it. It just was something, as much as the work I've been doing, it just was something that was bothering me. Like, how can I serve better? And in the last couple of years, I cracked the code, and I've developed something for y'all that I really think is going to be life-changing for so many dream catchers. And everyone who I'm allowed to kind of get a sneak peek of it has been like, when does this come out? When does this come out? When does this come out? I need it right now. I need it right now. So I'm just excited to share with y'all. I just think it's going to change and transform so many lives. And that just makes me really happy. I decided a long time ago, as soon as I graduated college, when I was in college, that I wanted to live a life of service. And through y'all, I get to live my best life, which is a life of service. I love being a teacher. I love being the Budgetnista. I love serving and helping y'all. And you just make life better. I was having a hard day today because it's raining. It's all nasty out. I was feeling overwhelmed. And sometimes I overextend myself. And then I remembered I got to hang out with y'all today. And I was like, oh, yay. So you guys have made my night. And I thank you for that. And honestly, I love y'all. So I will see you on the interwebs, and I cannot wait to share this resource I've developed just for you, because I really do care about your journey. All right, y'all. Bye. Love y'all.